Let's get straight into part 2 of the Circle season 5 because, baby, my emotions were all over the place from the newbies, the hostility, and the F-boy mentality. Baby, can you say drama? Let's jump right into it so I can get some things off my chest. All right, jumping off of my thoughts, I have to talk about the entering of Shooby as a catfish named Sasha. I love the twist of him not being able to choose his profile in advance, but instead production gave it to him on the spot once he got into the game. That was a good tactic because it allowed him to actually put in work and not ease through the game like he probably would have had he known who he was playing beforehand. Now, I actually liked Shooby on the first season of The Circle because the game was new and he was so wholesome. So he became a Circle sweetheart. But baby, I don't know if I've lost my soft spot for him or this game is just ruthless. But that emotional sweetheart loyalty mess that he used to have was not going to cut it for him this season. Like, we are past that and we want some good strategic gameplay. So with that being said, Shooby was doing bad. And I mean terrible, okay? I feel like with his Sasha profile, he could have really did damage to the game, but he fell short. And I hate that for him. And the fact that he's become a popular person outside of the game and uses social media now, it still seems like he is out of touch. And that's what his downfall was. But what was a shocker to me was that he was getting a little bold with his Sasha profile because the game wasn't working out in his favor. Like, ooh, where does energy come from? And he had this tough exterior that was coming off as aggressive and defensive. And nobody wants that type of energy around. We get that this is a game, but still have some composure, you know? Especially when you are the one putting yourself into these horrible predicaments that got you blocked from the game. Overall, I was just disappointed with his entry to the game for an OG. He should have done way better than what he did, period. Now, another dysfunctional player I have to talk about is Marvin, okay? Marvin. So in my last recap, I spoke on how Marvin is so clueless and just a sitting duck in the game. Don't get me wrong, he is funny and entertaining, only because he's a lost puppy who gets excited when he sees a new toy. So his camera time always tickle me and his reactions always show how oblivious he are to moves being made in the game and certain conversations being had. I've been saying this from the jump, that Marvin clearly did not come in the game with a legit strategic plan. It's like he's just coasting by, and finally his nonchalant ways have caught up to him. So along with Shooby entering the game as new player Sasha, we also had a girl named Tasia entering the game as a catfish named Tamira. And she was a pretty girl. And baby, the moment she entered the chat, Marvin became a drooling dog and forgot all about the connections he had solidified with his queen, Raven. You know what? Let me not say he forgot, because he didn't, and he was very aware of the moves he was making with Tamira. I just think he didn't care anymore about Raven or didn't think his flirtatious ways would have hurt him in the game. And it came to bite him in the ass. So Tamira came in with the game plan to flirt her way into an alliance. And that's exactly what she did, with Marvin being the first one to bite. So there was a game everyone played where they all had to use clay and mold a body part of theirs, and everyone would vote on which is the best. And the person with the most votes would take the person who mold they liked on a date. Now Marvin won with his muscle mold, but he liked the mold of Tamira, who created some boobs, thinking it was going to be Raven's because that's who he wanted to take on a date. But the thing is, Raven created a mold of her big old booty. And everyone freaking knew that was her mold because all she do is talk about shaking her ass and twerking. So how the hell did Marvin not know that? I mean, really, he just lacks complete awareness. I don't get it. But anywho, he had to take Tamira on a date where he was put into a situation where Tamira basically asked him if she's his queen. But Marvin already told Raven that she was his queen. So he was debating with himself on if he should play along with Tamira or just be upfront, since he already had, Raven in the bag. Now, don't get me wrong. I know this is a game and he doesn't owe any loyalty to anyone. But if he knew that he's been banking on Raven as his number one the entire game so far, why would you go and mess it up with the new player? Which is why I keep saying he doesn't have a strategic game plan. And to be honest, he could have had both Tamira and Raven on his side. But he wanted to be a dog with fleas and try to play both of them, hoping, wishing, and praying neither one of them would find out. But I told y'all he lacked awareness, so that did not work in his favor. But anyways, this fool goes on to flirt with Tamira, and they were giving all PG-13 freaky flirty vibes when they had a private chat, which led him to saying she will be his queen. And that's where he messed up. And what had me upset with him is the fact that he could have told Tamira that Raven was his queen already, and he just, she can be his little X, Y, Z, whatever he want her to be, anything but his queen. But no, he wanted to be the circle player, so it came back on him. Now, what Marvin didn't know or care to think about was Tamira building a connection with Raven and them having a conversation and it being spreaded. Well, that's his fault. So Tamira, doing what she needs to do to get in good graces with people that was already in the game, decided to have a conversation with Sam and Raven so they can become her sister, friend or sister circle. Sister circle. Her circle friend or, sisters. And she did what she thought she needed to do so they can feel like she is trustworthy or open enough to be cool with her. And guess what she did? Told them about how her and Marvin got close and flirty, talking real dirty, and baby Raven did not like that at all. And I think it was only because she put a lot of trust in Marvin, especially when he gave her his word. But now that this information with him and Tamira has fallen into her lap, she lost all respect for him. And Tamira told Raven that she didn't know her and Marvin was even a thing because he never said anything about them being a thing. And of course, that just boiled the pot even more. So that was a complete mess. Now, what was funny about all of this is the conversation was happening at night when everyone usually be like, bye circle or good night circle, and of course go to sleep. Well, that's exactly what Marvin no good ass was doing. Sleeping peacefully, thinking everything is sweet, while the two girls who he has been selling lies to are up in arms and confused. Talk about a whole mess, okay? And I loved every damn minute of it. Like, every bit of it. Like, keep it going, keep it coming. It's like Marvin is a whole nut, just out here slipping and sleeping, literally. So Marvin's actions started being called out, but more importantly affected his game because him, Raven, and Chaz was in an alliance together. But Raven and Chaz are closer, so she went and told Chaz what happened, and immediately Chaz was like, nah, that's not cool, and it's untrustworthy. Now, y'all know Chaz really don't be about that. Like, he don't play. Now, like I said, I can't dictate how someone plays their game, but he was literally in an alliance with two people who were at the top of the game, and he was messing it up because he wanted to be Mr. Line them up. And what's worse is that the group played the game where they can't ask anyone anything anonymously. And both Raven and Tamira were calling him out about what he did. Yet he was still so clueless on who could have been calling him out and making him look bad in front of the group. Listen, the way they was on his neck, you would think he would have known it was the two girls he was saucing up. But clearly, he isn't a true player. Player from the Himalayas, because man, he should have instantly been doing damage control after the game. But nope, he remained a sitting, clueless, foolish duck. And that almost got him blocked because Chaz and Tom were influencers for the current rating they had. And the Sarah profile, aka Shooby and Marvin, was up for blocking. But Sarah ended up getting blocked because of how hostile she was earlier in the day. But if that wouldn't have happened, Marvin would have been blocked, packing up his bags with his mouth wide open, walking into Raven's room looking sick and sad. Now, speaking of blocking, I have to bring up how in the first batch of episodes, Brittany, aka Brian, was blocked, but the group didn't know that he was a catfish until the second batch of episodes, the episodes that I'm recapping right now. And the news feed had popped up, with an update basically saying like, oh, it's Brittany. Y'all, I forgot all about Brittany's existence so fast. Like, I forgot all about that. Like, I forgot all about her, him, them, it, whatever. I forgot. And that just goes to show you, like, it was meant for her to be blocked. No hard feelings, no like nothing. Like you just had to go. But along with Brittany, Bruno, aka Billy, got blocked too, which honestly wasn't all that surprising to me because I always said her and Brittany would be the next two to go. But what was surprising to me was Sarah, a newbie, was the one to get her blocked. That twist in the game definitely was a good one, but damn. Damn. And let me just say this. When Billie Jean went to see Chaz, I had all kinds of warm feelings, seeing them hug and talk things out because Chaz is just the sweetest person. Like, he a realist, but he also like a sweetheart. I love that about him. But too bad he couldn't say Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno, no, no, no. We don't talk about Bruno. Corny. Anyways, let me get into Jennifer and Tom for a moment, because I can't lie. I think at this point in the game, I am Team Jennifer. Xanthi and Brett are using that profile to their benefit in the best way possible, and no one, I mean no one, is even second guessing that she can be a catfish. Like, that is crazy to me. And beyond that, they get others to do their dirty work for them. Like when they were up for potential blocking against Bruno, they used Tom to get Sarah to be on their team so she wouldn't be blocked. They literally didn't have to do anything. Granted, they did do a quick little chat just to say they spilled and make Sarah feel safe, but Tom had already bigged Jennifer up and it was already a given for her to be safe. They are literally dominating this game and everyone keeps saying how Auntie Jen is cool and sweet and genuine. Yet they all are getting played like a fiddle. And beyond that, this Sarah profile is about to make some huge changes to the game because right before Sarah, aka Shooby, left the game, he gave Jennifer a secret power that is going to allow her to change the game in a big way. And no one would see it coming. Like, these are some fools, big fools. Cause they just, I don't know what they thinking, to be honest. Like, that's why at this point, I'm kind of like Team Jennifer because they is on it. And it's crazy that I'm Team Brett and Xanthi because I was not here for them at first. Like, I was not, but I'm gonna have to eat my words because they are on it. They are playing the game how I expect all catfish players to play, but we can't win them all. So I'll bask in their good game glory. Moving on from all of that though, a new player enters the chat, Oliver. And out the gate, I was loving him. As y'all can tell, I am a sucker for people that have big and fun and flamboyant personalities because it just warms my heart. It just makes me happy. But mainly because I know that they are going to give good, funny moments on the show, which we need. I mean, it's reality. Hello, we need a little to it. So yeah, Oliver has now entered the game and he is the last person to do so because the circle is officially locked from new players. Now, my only concern with Oliver is I feel like he isn't going to know how to maneuver through the game to secure his spot. And I think that's partially because of the chat Sarah, aka Shooby, had with all the newcomers about them banding together to get the old players out since they were the majority vote. And Oliver didn't do much digging, so he was of course going to side with the newcomers with his voting. Well, at least some of them, because Tamira, hell, even Tom wasn't buying what Sarah was selling at that time. But hopefully we see Oliver find a secure spot in the game because if not, baby, him, his Versace robe, and them thongs will be gone, okay? And at this point, it seems like Jennifer is about to control the game, so he better choose his alliance wisely. If I have anything else, because I feel like I got to everything. I don't know, is there anything else I need to talk about? Oh, yes. What I did want to say is Raven is starting to fall to the background and I don't like it. I'm not sure if she's starting to feel comfortable or what, but she dropped low in the ratings. And not like low, but low enough that she won't become an influencer again. Like, she can give that up. And that's not good at all. Also, I have to say that I feel like a lot of people thought Raven was running game, but it's really Chaz. And I peeped that from the beginning. Chaz really talk and build bonds with almost everyone, and because of that, he will always get a good rating that will boost him to the top. But the fact that Tom became an influencer over some of the other players says a lot. And I hope they start peeping the scene and catching on to what's going on. Because if not, Chaz and Raven will be the next two out of the game. And if that happened in the next few episodes, I'm going to be sick because I like them. Even though I'm Team Jennifer right now, I really want to be Team Chaz or Raven. But baby, I need them to get it together. But that's all I have to say on my recap for episodes 5 through 8 of The Circle Season 5. I hope you all enjoyed it. And if you have thoughts, you already know what to do. Like this video and show your girl some love. Comment below and let's discuss. And last but certainly not least, subscribe and join the queen, baby. Bye.